Well, I'll tell you, Jason, for me,
Either he wants to say something or eat something, one of the two.
Take the opportunity to put our musical interest.
Acting, dancing, and now singing a Grammy winner.
For those movies, and particularly Night Shift, and you did Gung Ho.
Really? Never knew that. Welcome to Just Talking. We have a great show for you today. We are here at Wizard World Chicago, so let's go on in. We are at Wizard World Chicago Comic Con, and I'm with your name?
Corey Smith.
Corey, nice to see you today. How'd you get involved in art?
I've been drawing since I was a child, like 6 years old, but I didn't start doing portraiture until I was in my early 20s. And I started drawing, and I got sick of it. Didn't draw for 14 years, didn't touch a pencil. And back in 2008, I drew, The Dark Knight was coming out, so I drew Heath Ledger Joker and Christian Bale Batman, and was at the San Diego Comic Con, and that's when I found out people wanted to buy my art. Didn't know that until then.
There's quite a number of artwork. About how many pieces do you have here today?
That's actually a good question. Probably like 30. I really don't. I actually don't even know.
Do you draw based on requests or your personal favorites, or how does that work?
Just personal favorites. I draw what I like, but I do take. If I get enough people coming up and you got any Doctor Who, got any Doctor Who, got any Doctor Who, I'll draw a Doctor Who. Yeah.
About how long does it take to draw? Let's say a portrait.
Well, they're 18 by 24 is the size I normally work on. I work larger sometimes, but they're about that size. And some are easy, some are 12 hours, some are 91. Oscar behind you, that took 91 hours. So I'm doing Spider-Man right now, and I've got 30 hours just into his face. So sometimes they take a long time.
Is there something that you're working on now at the convention?
No, I don't do sketches per se. I just bring my original art, show it, and sell prints. Yeah.
And if is there a website that you have for more information about your artwork?
Best place to catch me is Facebook, and just Corey Smith Art, Cory Smith Art, 3 words. You'll find me right there.
Leo Lieberman.
When did you start drawing art?
Professionally, I started about 20 years ago. It's been doing it for a while. Yeah.
This is absolutely amazing. So professional. What was one of your first ones that you did?
My first professional job was for Marvel Comics, Savage Sword of Conan.
And what's been a popular one throughout the day so far? People ask about.
Well, the Darth Vader is always like one of the most popular. The superhero stuff is good. The Supermans, the new ones. Avengers is good. Mostly the superhero and the Star Wars stuff are good. Yeah.
So then you draw it, paint it out. What's the process?
Well, first I do a sketch. These are some of the original paintings behind you. I do it all the old-fashioned way, no Photoshop. No
wonder it looks so good. So they use a spray paint, or how does that work?
Oil paint. Yeah.
How long does it take you to paint it?
Well, it all depends, because some are more complicated than others, but generally it takes about 3 to 4 weeks on the big ones and about 2 weeks on the smaller ones.
Charles Sammons.
Charles, what booth are we at today?
We're at the Man of Steel experience here with provided by Norton. It's for all ages, for kids and adults. Offers an interactive experience. You get to go through the downtown city of Metropolis and help save citizens that are in danger from digital attack.
Wow, it seems to be a popular booth today.
It is, and this is just the beginning. Today's going to be really crowded.
So I hear you take a smartphone through it, or how does that work?
Right, yeah, the interactive experience uses a smartphone. You get to go through downtown, which is inside the trailer here. It's built out pretty nicely. And at the end, you get rewarded with a cape and a photo with Superman.
So you get kids, adults through here?
Yeah, it's a lot of adults that are kids at heart, really. And kids are also welcome, so it's fun for both ages. So.
And for those who don't know about Norton, what is Norton?
Norton is a securities and antivirus software company. And you learn more about it as you go through the experience. So it teaches you how to protect yourself in your day-to-day life. For instance, if you were on Wi-Fi at a coffee shop, that you're at risk, and teach you how to protect yourself. So.
It seems like more and more, the antivirus is a necessity on your computer.
Yeah, definitely, especially in today's economy and world. Like you said, people are struggling, and this is a way to get to someone's personal information, bank account information. Even just hacking something as simple as your Facebook or Twitter account is becoming an everyday occurrence. So
it's very important to get something like that. Okay, well, thank you so much for coming to this event. It's a great booth you have here today, and thanks so much for telling us.
Thanks,
today.
sir.
Okay, here we are at the Wizard World Chicago Convention, and I'm with your names.
Mike Rizzuto.
George Takis.
And what booth are we at today?
We are at the Alien Legacy fan booth.
Okay, great costumes, great event. How did this all get started?
It all got started with the movie. And ever since I've been a fan and just progressed into wanted to dress up and have a little fun with my friends.
Now, are these custom made? Did you order them online, or how did it?
A little bit of both. Some of them are you can get online. Some of them we have to make ourselves.
Very authentic. What did you guys think of the movie Prometheus?
It wasn't bad. I didn't mind it. I thought it was pretty good.
Well, what was your favorite Alien movie? Was it Aliens?
Well, obviously Aliens, and then the first one.
And you have a great display behind you. Maybe you could explain that?
Yes, a friend of mine made this for Dragon Con years ago, and basically it's a replica of the alien egg with a little face hugger coming out.
Just really, is this the only place you guys have a booth or display? Do you go other things, or do you have a group?
Yes, our group usually goes to Dragon Con out in Atlanta and San Diego Comic Con down in San Diego, and that's where our main membership is.
I'm sorry. We also did some trade shows for Sega when they made their video games the last 2 or 3 years. So we've also been doing that for Sega.
And if anybody want more information about your group, is there a website or Facebook?
It is. It's www.alienslegacy.com.
Furry J Ackermonster.
Furry, what booth are we at today?
This is the Transylvania Television booth. Also the Puppet Forge, which is the creators of that show.
When did this get started?
We've been doing Transylvania Television for about 7 years.
What's the Transylvania Television about?
Transylvania TV is, it's an all-puppet sitcom. It's for grown-ups. It's not for kids. It's about a vampire who starts a TV station.
And what is the response you've been getting so far?
Pretty good. You know, most people think that puppets are for kiddies, but once they find out that puppets have something to offer for grown-ups, they get into it. They like it a lot.
Your friends or pals on the show on the table here?
These guys are just here to go home with other folks. These guys are here to entertain at the home. I'm actually the only representative of TV here today, but if you look us up online, you can find Count LeShock, who is the vampire, his right-hand Batfink, and Archie the Leech, who is our station accountant.
Why has puppetry been just around so long and so fascinating?
I think puppetry appeals to inside. Appeals to your heart, and even when it's kind of edgy or funny, it still touches you inside.
And the website once again?
www.transylvania-tv.com.
Well, this is absolutely an excellent booth, excellent event, and thanks so much for talking to us today.
Thanks for meeting.
Thank you. World Chicago, and I am with your name.
My name is James Kushera.
James, what booth are we at today?
This booth is stylinonline. We specialize in pop culture apparel, whether it's t-shirts, tank tops, or in this particular case, a bathrobe.
I tell you, this is really a cool booth. I mean, representing like a Chewbacca thing. Where'd you get the idea to start a business like this?
Well, I've always been doing t-shirts, and this is just an extension. And one of the companies I work with says, we can do bathrobes. So we got the idea to why not take the art that's on t-shirts everybody's wearing, put it on a bathrobe. And a lot of people, they have a bathrobe, you get it for your wife or whatever, but until you actually put it on, you forget how awesome they are. And then the standard blank bathrobe that you get, it's a wonderful bathrobe, but why not have some fun with it? In this case, we have the Batman, we have Superman, we've got Harry Potter, and obviously this is one of our best ones, Chewbacca, and it's just so fun, right?
Even the Rocky.
Yeah. No, I did a show in Philadelphia back in June. By far my best seller. Obviously, Philadelphia Love and Rocky, but it's an amazing one. Something we all grew up on that we love, In
the back, I see Doctor Who. That's popular as well now.
Doctor Who is probably one of in my top 5. So Chewbacca's number 1, Doctor Who and Boba Fett are number 2 and 3. Batman's always going to be a staple, and now with the new Superman movie, that's on fire too. So, all these movies, all this pop culture stuff that gets more popular, we can roll with that because we have licenses to work with all the big companies, so we can make whatever is cool, and then it just takes a little time to do the production.
You know what's neat is there's a creative aspect to it. It's not just slapping a logo on the thing. It's very designed well. Do you design them or do you have a team?
No, I can't take that credit. I'm not that creative. But we have creative people in place that really have that artistic gene. You know, we show them what kind of our ideas, and then they put it on paper. And it's funny, you can put something on paper, then you have other people that know how to produce that. They know how to take that two-dimensional image and make an awesome three-dimensional product. It's just amazing, the process.
And where are you based out of?
I'm based out of Detroit, Michigan. We do shows like this around the country. There's almost one every weekend, depending on what city it is. I just got back from Germany. I did a show called Star Wars Celebration. It happened to be in Germany this year. It was amazing. Like 20, 30,000 people in Europe that flocked to this one small town, Essen, in Germany. And I didn't know what to expect. Anyways, I shipped a couple pallets out there. I flew in, and it was amazing. I was blown away. The people, I would say the language barrier was difficult, but it was funny. They all said to me, English or Deutsch? I said English. They took a second, and they'd ask the questions. Basically, the two questions: how much and what size. But it was amazing, and this was a big hit. But they can't get the American goods in Europe easily. So me bringing the stuff there, it was like I was giving away gold. I mean, they loved everything I brought.
And especially with new Star Wars coming out, I bet you these are really popular.
I can't tell you how excited the fans are. 2015 through 2021 or 22, Disney Star Wars are going to come out with a Star Wars movie every summer, every single summer. So whether it's the episode 7, 8, 9, the Boba Fett movie and so forth, there's going to be one, so it's going to be a big launch. So if Star Wars isn't big enough now, for the next 10 years, it's going to be on fire.
And if so,
I love your tie, by the way.
Thanks. And if so, want more information about your organization, what's the website, or do you have any?
So we are stylinonline.com. That's spelled STYLIN online.com. We've been doing this for about 15 years. Although you only see this in front of us, if you can put it on a T-shirt, it's pop culture, it's movie, TV, video game. We have it on apparel because that's what we like. In fact, I'm a big fan. I'm wearing a cool styling shirt, but no, I got my cool Iron Man shirt on. I'm a big fan.
Seems like you got everything.
Thank you.
Well, we think a great booth here at the convention, and we thank you so much for telling us today.
All right, nice talking to you.
Thank you.
Hey, what's up? I'm Jack Black. You want to play? I didn't pick up air guitar until I was 23, and now I'm a rock god. Seriously, if you want to play music, don't let anything stand in your way. Learn how to get started at wannaplaymusic.com.
Okay, here we are at the Wizard World Comic Con, and I am with your name?
Brian Troyan of the Midwest Garrison.
Okay, Brian, what booth are we at today?
We're the Midwest Garrison of the 501st Legion. We're a worldwide Star Wars costuming club focused on the bad guys of the Star Wars saga. We're enthusiasts around the world, and the Midwest Garrison is the Illinois chapter of that organization. Yeah.
Do you go to other conventions, or where?
Oh, absolutely. The Midwest Garrison does C2E2, Wizard World, Chi-Tag, the Chicago Toy and Game Fair, but the 501st Legion does every major comic convention in the United States and around the world. Yeah.
These costumes are very authentic. Did you order them online? Do you make them your own, or how does that work?
Oh, all our members have their own costumes that they've made themselves. Our stuff is top quality, and you can't buy this kind of stuff in stores.
Very, very impressive booth.
Attention to detail. I'm sorry, we have an extraordinary attention to detail, and we don't cut any corners.
Are you guys probably excited about the new Star Wars movie coming up?
Absolutely, we can't wait for 2015.
And as far as what do you got here at the booth? People just taking pictures with
We always offer photos for free. We're also doing a Blast a Trooper for charity event. We're raising money for Christmas for Kids in LaSalle County, Illinois. People can make a donation and shoot Nerf darts at our willing targets right here.
And if someone wants more information about your 501st Legion, is there a website or Facebook?
Yeah, absolutely. We are online at 501st.com. That's 501st.com. We're on Facebook at the 501st Legion. And the Midwest Garrison is 501st Midwest Garrison on Facebook.
Well, once again, this is an excellent booth, excellent costumes, you guys, and thank you so much for talking with us today.
Thanks so much.
Carrie Favela.
Carrie, what booth are we at today?
I'm sorry?
What booth are we at today?
We're at the Chicago Force booth.
And what is the Chicago Force?
Chicago Force is a Chicago-based sci-fi fan club where we do social events around the Star Wars trilogy. Well, the 6 movies.
What kind of social events?
Well, this month we're going to be going to the Kane County Cougars Star Wars Day. Next month we'll be doing Star Wars karaoke at Psychics in Chicago. So we go all around the Chicagoland area doing Star Wars fan club stuff.
Oh, very cool. Are you excited for the new Star Wars movie coming up?
Yes, I am excited. J.J. Abrams, I think, is going to do a good job. I enjoyed what he did with the Star Trek franchise.
Your favorite Star Wars?
Oh, Return of the Jedi. I love those Ewoks. Love the speeder bikes.
Do you have a Facebook or a website?
Yes, we're on Facebook, where you can find us at chicagoforce.org, chicagoforce.org, or follow us on Twitter, chicagoforcesw.
My name is Chuck Hamilton.
Chris Crothers.
And what booth are we at today?
We are the Ohio Star Wars Collectors Club.
And what do you guys do?
We collect Star Wars.
Everything and anything?
Yeah, we're made up of a bunch of different members through the entire state of Ohio, and we have people who collect a little bit of everything. I focus on mostly just the small 3 3/4 inch figures, but we've got people who collect statues, who collect the mini busts, anything and everything that you're looking for. We
have Star Wars gamers. We have folks that just read the books. We have folks that have a character focus on a specific character that they collect, whether it be Yoda, Darth Vader, Stormtroopers, whatever the case might be.
How big is the group?
The group's got 300 members right now, over 300 members. We have probably about 80 to 100 active members on our forum boards. As Chuck was saying, the group is broken into 3 regions: Cincinnati, Columbus, and Cleveland. Every year we get together for an annual summer social where we get all 3 regions together. We usually pick a charity of choice for our auction that we do at this event. This year we chose the American Red Cross. Last year we did the Wounded Warrior program, and a couple years before that we did the American Cancer Society. So usually our auctions will generate about anywhere from $400 to $800 that we're giving to that charity. So it's a great community as far as our club goes. All the donations come from sponsors, different stores that give us things to auction off, and they also come from our own collections. So we're kind of trading our collections around a little bit, but we're also raising money in the process to do it.
You guys must be pretty excited about the new Star Wars then.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah. And we're saving our pennies for the next celebration in Anaheim. So,
if someone would want more information about your organization, are you on a website or a Facebook?
Yes, we do. We have both. The website is oswcc.com. And the Facebook?
The Facebook is under the Ohio Star Wars Collectors Club as well, and we're also on Twitter.
Great event, great booth you guys got here, and for a great cause. And thank you so much for coming out today.
Thanks. Thank you very much.
Green Man from Alpha Centauri, or moving from the distant future, breath out through time, accidentally 200 years back to the late 60s. Changing what must be. This thing shattered back, your neighbor's fun, theoretically. What that would mean today, when here is tomorrow is yesterday. Transporters, alien invaders, instant chicken soup, female computers. I wanted to join the space program, but I will have a son and we'll go to Saturn. Thinking and risk, changing what must be. This thing shattered back, your inner's time, theoretically. Tomorrow is yesterday. Tomorrow
As a parent, I know one of the most important times to be with your children is when they aren't feeling well. For many families, there's a place they can go to find the support they need.
Ronald McDonald House Charities programs provide that supportive environment so families can be together while their children are dealing with serious illnesses.
You can volunteer your time at a local Ronald McDonald House or drop your change in an RMHC canister.
Today is a great day for all of us to show our support.
To find out how you can get involved in your community, visit rmhc.org.
Okay, here we are at Wizard World Comic-Con, and I'm with your name?
Gene Smith.
Gene, what booth are we at today?
We are at the DrWhoStore.com booth.
And where are you based out of?
We are based out of the greater Chicago area.
How did you get started with this?
We've been selling Doctor Who stuff for many years, and now, of course, it's grown to epic proportions, and where everyone wants a piece of it. You know, we brought our Dalek Ironside along with, and so people can get their photos taken with them. And we're here to promote our retail store in Lombard, our website, as well as our Chicago TARDIS convention that takes place every November.
For those who don't know about Doctor Who, what is the Doctor Who show?
Doctor Who is now in its 50th year. It started in 1963. It's about a time traveler from a planet called Gallifrey, and he travels in a police box and going around the galaxy, saving the universe.
And there's different actors that portrayed him throughout the years?
Yeah, it started out with Bill Hartnell back in '63, and we're now going into Peter Capaldi, who's going to be the 12th Doctor, starting off when the new season takes over.
And why has that show lasted 50 years and even grown?
Good writing, definitely, and good acting is what's kept it going. There's been a fan base for it, and that's kept it going even through the dark days of Doctor Who in the 90s when there was no TV series, but the books kept the stories alive for the people that were into it. And then Big Finish came out with the audios in 2000, and that brought the classic actors back to do it. And then in 2005, Russell T Davies did the new series that we now know, which has created all of this. So.
And what is this robot here?
This robot is a Dalek, and he's one of the enemies of the Doctor Who universe. They've been around since they came out in early '64, and that's what took it to crazy proportions.
What do you have at your booth?
We basically pretty much anything Doctor Who we sell, from postcards and key rings to autographs, trading cards, posters, socks, t-shirts. Yeah.
And the website, if anybody wants more information about your booth?
DrWhoStore.com and ChicagoTardis.com for the convention.
And where are you located?
We are located in Lombard, Illinois, which is about 20 miles west of Chicago.
Well, this is a great event, great booth you have here today, and thanks so much for talking to us
You got
today.
it, thank you. Glad to talk to people in Wisconsin.
At Wizard World, and I'm with your name?
Elizabeth Bradley.
Alyssa, what booth are we at today?
We're at Plush Action Toys.
Okay, and what is that?
This is a brony-friendly plush action toy extravaganza.
Now, I know this My Little Pony is huge.
Yeah.
Where did it all start? Can we have a background on it?
Yeah, it actually started on a message board where these brony fans of the show were posting pictures of ponies that they loved, and so it just kind of grew from there.
And there's different characters. Maybe we could talk about different ones.
Absolutely. There are many characters. This character, the largest character, is Princess Celestia. She's Queen of the Kingdom, or Princess of the Kingdom. This is her sister, and her sister is both an antagonist and a protagonist in a way. She's evil at one point, but becomes good, is redeemed through the show. But these are all of the main 6 characters, and they are all very best friends. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. And they love each other and celebrate great values of friendship.
And what's one of your favorite? What's one of the more popular ones?
One of the more popular ones is, everybody has their own favorite. Rainbow Dash is probably one of the more popular ones. And she is a pony who loves to fly. She's a Pegasus and is kind of a tomboy, has a really cheeky personality.
Now these are, they're not just plush, don't they move or action?
Yes, these are all totally posable, actually. So everything from their heads bend. They do have interchangeable magnetic wings as well, made of high-end materials.
And if anybody wants more information about Plush Toys, their website?
Yes, absolutely. Plush Action Toys. Sorry. Yeah. PlushActionToys.com.
We're at Wizard World Comic Con, and I am with your name.
Erica Swanson.
Erica, what booth are we at today?
I-32, that's the booth number. And then these are the Blossoms, and they are characters from a storybook that I created about flowers that bloom in an enchanted tree, and then they fall off the tree and they travel to places.
Is this the first book that you've done, or is it what is?
Part of a series. I'm actually in the middle of the third book right now, and I've just had books 1 and 2 printed this year, so it's kind of new. It's all within this year. So.
How did you get started into art?
I've always been drawing since I was like tiny, and I got into comic books when I was younger, and so I started doing shows at Wizard World and Anime Central and other comic book conventions in the area because I'm local, and I used to show my portfolio to do like comic book art, but then I kind of segued into graphic design and I started doing my own thing, and then I came up with the Blossoms, so I decided to come back.
And where did the idea come up with the Blossoms?
I doodled some little flowers on a poster on a tree in college, and then it later kind of turned into another project where it became a poem, and then it just kind of expanded from there. So it was a blooming idea.
Now you're doing you sketch first and then draw, and what's the process?
I usually like come up with an outline of where they're going to travel, and then kind of figure out how I want to do it, and then do little sketches, and then draw them out big, and then scan them, and then color them in Photoshop, and then have them printed. So
these are colored pencils that or what are you doing today?
Right now, like today, like here's a Poison Ivy example where she's playing with one of the new characters from my book called The Thorns, and this is an ink and marker sketch. But a lot of like the books, like this one, it was all ink, and then I colored it in Photoshop. So.
From when you start the book to the end of it, about how long? 3 weeks, 3 months, a year?
Probably about 2 months of really creating the book, and then maybe like 3 months of kind of thinking about the book. But the real hard work is probably like 6 to 8 weeks.
And as far as are you going to be doing a book after this one?
Yeah, there's a third book coming, and hopefully a fourth and a fifth. And a 10th and a 37th.
If someone wants more information about your books or your artwork, do you have a website or a Facebook?
I do. I'm on Facebook. The Blossoms are on Facebook, BELLOSSOMS, and blossoms.com too. So you can check me out, you can check the book out, you can check out some of my work.
Well, very great booth, very colorful booth, and we thank you so much for coming to the convention today.
Oh, it's been awesome. Thank you so much.